What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Parrot Press. A big gallery update for us today. Picking up some super rares, selling some of the rewards, how I've got on in the last couple of weeks. And yes, the title of the video is he DM'd me, so I picked up his super rare, and I'll talk about that player as well. So let's get into it. First things first, we won, in my last video we said that we won a Shin Jin Ho and we also won a Batella as well, the goalkeeper. Now, Shin Jin Ho has gone. He left the gallery for 0.085, which is madness because this guy was going for around about 0.4 last season. He was an absolute animal. Unfortunately, he's moved clubs and he just cannot reproduce that form at the moment. I do expect him to become good in future months, maybe towards like the middle, towards the end of the season. He's playing for a decent club and he does have obviously great quality taking their set pieces. But yeah, he's gone from the gallery. The other one is Batalla, the goalkeeper that I won for finishing second on American Rare Pro last week. He has left the gallery because I think that with goalkeepers, we can see that the prices are just going down week in and week out. They're going down and down and down. I mean, my Unistal at the moment, which I paid the best part of like 1.2 E for, which probably looking back was a bit mad, but the prices of goalkeepers were higher and I wanted Unistal in as well. But if we look at him now, he's going for like 0.37, 0.38. So it is mad how the prices are falling for goalkeepers. But yeah, Batalla is out and I picked up another goalkeeper for literally half of that, which I'm happy about. Now, the person that I picked up is this guy right here, Eric Sviatchenko, if I've said that right. Now, this guy is, well, let's talk about the actual, let's talk about this. Let me try and bring this up. So, yeah, I messaged him, and as you can see here, I didn't know what was going on with him. Cut a long story short, he had visa issues. He's come from obviously overseas in European leagues. He's come over and he's signed for Houston. Now, I just literally replied to his to his story because he was going out getting his visa, and I just said, "You in the squad for the weekend, bro?" He said, "Hope so." And then I picked him up and just said, you know, love that. Just bought you on Sorare. Good luck for the rest of the season, mate. And he said fire with, you know, with the old hand symbol there as well. So he wasn't in the squad for that weekend. But Houston do have a break now. And I picked up his super rare because, and I'll show you for why. If we take a look at this guy, he's... Mitchland, he's let me just filter and let's go all as well, right? So he's the captain there. We can see there that he was capable, that he's definitely capable of big big scores, which hopefully means big rewards for me. But even coming back from, I think he played at Celtic. It's have I not got? Yeah, it doesn't allow me to see it, but he played for Celtic and he was pretty good for them as well. But yeah, he's gone to Houston Dynamo now, and I expect him to become a starter now that his visa's sorted and he's probably fully training with the squad. He hasn't got a gallivant around the country to try and get visa sorted. He's there now, but yeah, as I said, if we look at his form here, I think that he's a threat from set pieces. He's very good defensively. I think he's going to strengthen Houston, who have had a great start to the season. I mean, if we take a look at their squad now, I think he probably takes the place of Bartlow, I would have thought. Bartlow being a young guy and Hadibi being, I think is he one of their... what do you call it, one of their kind of franchise players? I forget the term, it's just totally gone from me, but yeah, I think it would be him, teenage Hadibi and Svichenko, and Barlett misses out. Now what they could do as well is go for 3 at the back, which would mean probably Franco misses out, because Baird has been decent, Bassi's been decent, obviously Herrera's a goat, Artur in there as well, and Carrasquilla has been really, really good as well. So maybe he misses out, they go 3 at the back, get a little bit more width on the wing backs, bombing forward. But Houston have been really, really good this year. And what's that? And I don't think that I've sung this guy's praises enough, by the way, but let me just go to recent transactions here, because there have been some big dogs in So rare that's picked up this guy in recent weeks as well. So let's just go super rare. You can see that I've picked one up. Max has picked one up. Quinny's picked one up as well. Mr. Swap. Quinny got it from Mr. Swap. But yeah, I'm hoping this guy becomes an absolute animal in the MLS. But as I was saying about Houston's recent form and their defensive capabilities this season, I then also went and picked up the goalkeeper, which was Steve Clark, for what did I spend? 0.21. So if we compare that to the price of Batella, it was pretty much double that. I've now got another goalkeeper and then could use the Eve to go and get the super rare pretty much. So for Batella, goes out and 2 Houston boys come in. And when we look at Steve Clark as well, I was a little bit apprehensive because he is 37 and this may be his last year. Maybe they have a contract extender on him or something like that, and he stays around for next year. I don't know, but he's a good goalkeeper from what I've seen. Cool, that price is low. Oh, okay. So it's the graph. I was going to say that looked really low, but I picked him up, and since then he's been going for there or thereabouts. A few people trading him in and out, but he's definitely their number one. There's no risk on this guy. He starts week in and week out, unless obviously he gets injured. They've got a decent run with Salt Lake, Minnesota, Dallas, Austin, and then it gets a little bit more tricky with Whitecap, St. Louis, LA. All twice. Okay, twice in 2 weeks. But yeah, I really like him. And you can see from this season as well, where we're going from 3, 4, 9. You can see here that they haven't conceded too many goals. And at home, they've been outstanding. He hasn't even conceded a goal at home this season. So hopefully that continues in weeks to come. It's unfortunate that he misses out this week because it's their kind of bye week, or not bye week, but their rest week. Because there's an odd number of people in the teams in the MLS. So yeah, Houston doesn't play. Do you know what? It's not actually his rotation week for Houston. This is because of LAFC cancel. I had the game cancelled because they've been playing the Champions League. So totally ignore me on that. But then after that, we've got 71, 72, 73. So we've got a nice free fixtures there, week in and week out, and a midweek in there as well. But anyway, yeah, I've gone with Clark. There was a couple of other people that I was thinking about. They're still on my watch list because I need to pick up one more goalkeeper in the American regions that's going to cover me throughout the summer. But I do like Steve Clark. Anyway, moving on. What next? Last week, what happened? I had 5 teams out for the first time. And if we look at these teams, it was actually, there's probably a better way that I can show this, but I'll just pull them up now that we're on here. Steve Clark straight away coming with an 85 for me, which was banging. We've got Iraqi in there. It's really annoying that they didn't get that clean sheet. They should have done, in my opinion. I watched half the game. He should have had that clean sheet in there. Botch come up with a 68 for me as well. Again, I don't know how they let in goals against Emin. They really need Nopper back in that team. Mateus, really unlucky. He had a goal disallowed and he had an assist disallowed as well. So he could have had a monster score if they would have stood. It was literally like millimeters in terms of the offside. And then I think his goal was disallowed because it went back to the opposition in that same phase of play. The opposition that he was playing against, which I forget who it was, but they had a penalty. So, yeah, penalty turned down by the ref, went up the other end, scored, VAR come in, and bang. And then Zelarayan just doing what he does best. The guy's been on fire this season. One of the best midfielders in the MLS. He competes against Gill for me, or Carlos Hill, should I say, for sure. But they didn't do much for me. 240, I was literally 9 points out. Eli Room is still not back yet, which is very annoying. Otherwise, I would have obviously easily hit that threshold. All-Star Rare Pro weren't great as well. Very mediocre. I think I was about 50 points off of a reward. But the ones that did do it for me was the All-Star Rare. 20 boys couldn't do it this week. I mean, Smau did, but Unistal, they conceded too many goals. Teddy Tuma doing what he does best as well. Buanga, another, was that an assist or a goal? I think it was a goal. And then Mosquera come in as well with a really decent performance. I won him obviously last week or whenever I won him. Really, really good defender. Really good defender. So yeah, couldn't do the. Oh, sorry, I did do the job there. I think it was a tier 5 in this case. It was either a tier 4 or tier 5, one of the two. And then I had my cap 270, which I've already spoken about as well. That got me the reward. So I can't remember what I've told you about and what I haven't. But anyway, I got 2 rewards for it. Who did I get? I got this guy, Ruben Alcaraz. Who is he? What is he? He is a tier 5, I think it is. But what a good reward this was, because he plays week in and week out. He takes their set pieces as well. I get some decent utility out of him for like the next 8 or 9 games or whatever it is. But I'm happy with that. And also, where are Cadiz in the league? Actually, all right, they're still just above relegation. Now, if he goes down and he stays there, he might be a baller in the second division there. But I'm just happy that I'm getting a tier 5 or tier 4, whatever he was, probably tier 5, and he starts week in and week out, and he's a key part of their team. And for a threshold type player, I'm more than happy getting this guy. The other reward that I got was Ollie Burke, and again, really happy with this because he's a forward who starts. Only 2 games left of. Is that true? There's only 2 games left of the. It must be, because there's only 2 games left. Well, I can use him for the next couple of weeks then. He's a forward who starts. His L15 is low, obviously, because you're just kind of counting on him getting a decisive. But he can do a job for me in terms of the capped regions. Now, moving on. This guy. Sorry, that was a really bad transition, wasn't it? Anyway, I forgot what I was moving on to next. Anyway, Yerson Mosquera. So this guy, I sold for 0.15. Now, he's been really, really good this year. Let's take a look at his scores, right? So he's on loan from Wolves, I believe it is. And from an AA point of view, he's been fantastic for Cincinnati. Alongside Matt Miazda, or however you say his name, Miazga. They've been really, really solid, and the goalkeeper is really good there as well, to be honest, for Cincinnati. But yeah, I sold him because I had I just thought that 0.15 was too much for this guy, considering where the prices are. Now, you could get a Yamar or someone like that from Seattle Sounders for 0.08, basically half price. And you could pick up Yamar and Nuhu, both of them at Seattle for the same price as this guy, who are both capable of monster AA returns as well, and in my opinion play for a better team. Now, this might bite me back on the arse because, as I said, he's really good, and he's got a really good stretch here with DC United, Montreal. He plays Colorado, he plays Chicago, and I expect him to keep up these kind of results, getting the 80s and getting the high 70s for sure. But anyway, enough boring you about this guy. If you're looking for an under 23 guy in the MLS, he's got to be on your list. But for me, I'm not playing that region, and I sold him for 0.15. So this morning, and could do a separate video on this, but this morning, what I'd done was, I've been trying to get out of my super rare, Pavel Bochniewicz, or Boch, let's just call him that. Been trying to get out of him for a little while, because again, Herenveen without Nopper, they're quite weak without him, and I wanted him gone because I needed to pick up a super rare to cover me through the MLS and the kind of the summer coming up. So what I done this morning was this trade. The super rare version and the rare version plus 0.23 ETH. So kind of ETH and averages now is around about just over half an ETH. Now, I probably could have actually saved myself 0.03 ETH here. This was literally the offer that I sent out, and he accepted it. But who I picked up was Jonathan Osorio, and he's been on my list for a long time. I owned his rare last year, and you can see from his form, let's just go so far. You can see I owned his rare around about here, and he was doing absolute bits. scoring, getting forward, getting AA, and then he kind of, I think it was like some mental health or it was concussion, and then it turned into mental health. Something happened around here, which mean that he was out, and then he went to the World Cup, and we all know what happened there for Canada in the World Cup. But since then, I mean, let me filter this by Toronto. And let's just go to all as well. You can see that he's capable, very, very capable of hitting good scores. I mean, he's just come off the back of 100 against Philadelphia, which is not an easy thing to do. But I really like him. I really like his scores. The annoying thing is he doesn't take any set pieces. But the good thing is that Insigne is now back. We can see here Insigne is back, probably assisted it. I didn't see the highlights on that, but Sorare probably assisted Insigne. And when Insigne is back in Toronto, they do genuinely score goals. And Asaria will have the license to bomb forward a little bit. And this guy, Mark-Anthony Kaye's been really good this year as well, and I could probably have picked up his super rare for cheaper than what I've just done. However, Asario is a really good age. He should be coming into his absolute peak now. I think he's got a new contract. Let me double check that because there was some talk around him leaving the MLS and trying his luck in Europe. But yeah, he signed a new contract until at least 2025. He's a starter week in and week out for them from an AA point of view. Let me just see what his AA is actually. Okay, so 14, which is okay, but a 42.6 decisive rate as well. You can see that he's capable of doing things. If I take him out of there and sub appearances, yeah, boost it up to 15 and to 44. I really like this guy. He's in the gallery now. The other guys that I was looking at, and I kind of teased that I was going to show this last week, but I've actually removed them now. But yeah, Pablo Ruiz, I think he's had a really good start. So I wanted to pick up a midfield or at least a midfield or a forward because now I'm full of defenders in terms of super rares for the season. But Pablo Ruiz, Alan Patrick, both take set pieces. Johnny Russell, I've got his rare. I was looking at his super rare. Hector Herrera, I got his rare. I was looking at his super rare. I really wish that I picked up his super rare at the beginning of the season. When I picked up his rare, I could have got him for maybe about 0.25 or something like that. Crazy. But Motta was the other one that I was looking at, and Osario was in here, plus a couple of others, but removed them now. But yeah, that was my kind of selection for super rares. People were capable of AAs in their position, take some of their set pieces, but also decisive, capable. But yeah, I'm really happy that I've picked up Jonathan Osorio. He's a kind of an MLS legend or a Toronto legend. Really excited to get him in the club. So that kind of brings us up to speed is exactly where we are. And let's take a look at this game week as well. The annoying thing for me this game week is that I haven't got goalkeepers. Going back to my team here, so Steve Clark is, as I said, he's had his game cancelled, so Houston are not playing. Willis plays. Unistal, they're having a week break. Fernandez plays. Mark Martinez, we know that he's the backup there, even though he's captain for the club. I expect to get some returns off of him next year, depending on what goes on. And then Eloy Room, even though Columbus have got a game, I don't expect him to play this week unless some news comes out. So what I've done, is this is my All-Star Rare Pro team, and there might be a slight change on this, but we've got Raul Fernandez in goal. They play first in the league, but they are at home. He should get some AA like he always does anyway, even if he doesn't have a clean sheet. If he does get the clean sheet with the AA on top, because he will face quite a few shots from obviously first in the league, then he could have a monster score. We've got Zellaran in there playing at home against Inter Miami, just doing what he does. Yeah, it's such a good player. You got Brooks Lennon here. I'm not confident on that against Nashville. I don't see Nashville scoring kind of 3, 4, 5 goals, but I definitely see them scoring. So hopefully he can do a little something in terms of AA, because it does clash with my other lineup that I'll show you in a minute. Griezmann, he's just come off the back of a 96, I think it is. He's just one of my favourites. He's got a good matchup. 3rd versus 14th there. a AAA fixture for him. He wears the armband because of his set pieces, his decisive capabilities, his AA as well as a forward. And then we've got Gressel coming back after a week's break against Colorado, who, in my opinion, they should be absolutely smashing. Going back, who else have we got here? We've got our American Rare Pros team. We've got Carlos Hill in there wearing the armband as per. We've got Jonathan Osorio coming in for his debut for the club against a home fixture against New York City. So hopefully he gets some decent AA, and they are at home. So who knows, a decisive could come as well. We've got the Nashville boys at the back. Hence why I've split them with, apart from Brooks Lennon, because Nashville play Atlanta now at 6:30 in the UK. So I'll be watching that game, which is good. And Lovitz has been, he's had some really good form of recent weeks as well. So hopefully they can get a clean sheet there. A 0-0 would probably be great with some like amazing AAs and clearances off the line, that sort of stuff. Maybe a penalty save in there. And then we've got Johnny Russell coming in at home against Montreal, I think that is. And they need to start doing something. He scored last week, but if there was a week where I was asking them to play a team that's considerably kind of weaker or a poor away form, it's this week. And let's get Sporting doing something. Johnny Russell to get that return in there as well. And then lastly, I've just thrown together a cap 240 because, as I said, I haven't got a goalkeeper who's playing this week, so I've just gone for Martinez in there to get the kind of the points down as much as possible. We've got Iraqi coming in. We've got Luis Arejo against Nashville. As I said, I don't really expect Atlanta to be scoring, but from an AA point of view, could do something. Matthias in there. I mean, it's crazy that I'm putting him in a 240, but I don't think he fits in the All-Star Rare Pro because of I favour Griezmann this week. And then we've got the new signing, well, not new signing, but a reward coming in there against, is he playing against Valencia? Is it? Is that how far down they are? Really? I'm going to check that out. Is that Villarreal or is that Valencia? Don't know. Badge knowledge is not great there. But I didn't know that was 18th. Anyway, could be totally wrong. So yeah, going back to my saved lineups, that's what I'm looking at this week. Shame going from 5 lineups to 3 lineups, but there we are. So 2 big signings in the 2 super rares that have come in. My ETH now going here, you can see there I literally have nothing. So I'll be looking to pick up some rewards in the upcoming weeks. I don't think that there's and apologies for this video going on a little bit, but there was a lot to cramming because I've just been away for a weekend. But I don't think there's too much more that I want to do with this gallery. I know I need to pick up another goalkeeper in weeks to come. I don't know when that's going to happen. Obviously, I'm going to be counting on winning some rewards, but I need to pick up another goalkeeper. Defenders-wise, I probably need... once Smau's season stops, I probably need another good to elite rare, but I do have 3 super rares there, so I probably need another rare defender. Midfielders I'm strong on now. I've got 2 great super rares. Teddy's season's coming to an end, but I've got 3 amazing midfielders in my opinion there. We've got some of the we've got Arthur in there as well, and we've got Gregus in there just as a backup, and also for capped modes. And we've also got a Asia player in here as well. So maybe picking up a little bit more depth as a rare. And then forward-wise, we've got Buanga, we've got Mateus, we've got Johnny Russell, we've got Arejo in there as well. So maybe just a lower down. It's annoying that Tate Schmidt is injured for basically the rest of the season, but I'll try and pick up maybe a... I don't know. I can't think of one off the top of my head. Maybe even the Houston centre forward for point like 0.2 or 0.03 or something like that to get that cap mode going. So yeah, I'm fairly happy. I just need to do a little bit more to be fully ready for the summer. And then once I'm ready for the summer, I can then concentrate on when Europe comes back as well. So yeah, I'm in a good place, guys. I'm in a good place with some good new pickups as well. If you like the video, hit that like button. If you want to see some more, hit that subscribe button. Good luck for this game week. Let me know if I've done some good business there, or if you totally disagree. And if you disagree, then why'd you disagree? But yeah, as always, guys, I'll see you in the future. Take care.